What up? What up? What up? She mad at 100 grand. Doc G, man. Yeah. No, I just made a recent video, but I plan, wanted to make this one because, it's this chick that this chick that was talking to me that she really talked out of pocket, and I had to check the bitch. And I just wanted to talk about it today. I want to talk about her, and I want to talk about likewise other chicks like her. And it's basically I'm basically talking about these old bitches, man. These old hoes who think they still got it. These bitches who hit the wall and still think they have sexual marketplace value. And to be honest, I laugh my ass off, dude. I laugh my motherfucking ass off. For the simple fact. All right, let me tell you about this chick that was talking greasy, man. Like, for example, like it's Facebook. Basically, if you're friends with a person and they have a friend and they can see you on their page, and then they try to request you as a friend just because you know somebody else. You have a mutual friend. Basically, it was somebody I was stationed in the military with, my homeboy Keith, and he knows this fucking Native American chick, and this bitch is like, like 40 something years old. So she saw my pic, and she decided to friend request me. I was like, fuck it, I may as well accept, right? Whatever. And this bitch was liking every single one of my pictures. This bitch was liking every single one of my pictures. And I'm talking about, I check my text, I see like 30 motherfucking likes, 30 heart emojis and shit. And I'm like, damn, dude, this bitch is crazy. And then she's like, no, she sees a couple of my pictures. And I have this female friend named Michelle. Y'all have heard about her in my videos. This bitch comes in my DMs and she's like, well, who's that white girl in all your pictures? Oh, you must be in a relationship. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Chastising me like I'm her man or something. I checked that bitch real quick. I'm like, first of all, bitch, who the fuck you think you talking to? I ain't your motherfucking man. I ain't ever gonna be your motherfucking man. I don't even let family members talk to me sideways. What the fuck make you think I'm gonna let you talk to me sideways? Keep in mind, within the first week of her motherfucking being accepted on my Facebook page, this bitch sending me half naked pictures and shit. And I'm like, yo, man, these bitches out here crazy, man. And I'm like, you that motherfucking old bitch, you should know better. This goes to show, man, how desperate these old hoes be getting, man. And I put it like this. I've been saying it for the longest. Once a woman passes the age of 35, that bitch is useless. A woman past the age of 35 is no good for me for the most part. I put it like this, man. Like, for example, man, I was watching John Wick 3. I saw Halle Berry in there. Yeah, I used to have a crush on Halle Berry back in the day. I saw her in John Wick 3. She alright, but she ain't nowhere near as fine as she was back in the 90s. Like, I look at Halle Berry now. She got to be like 50 something. I look at her now. I'm like, I'm good. Pass. Fucking Nia Long. I mean, she's still fine, but she ain't as fine as she was back in the day. Vivica Fox, that bitch used to be fine as hell back in the day. You look at her now, man, that bitch look like Frankenstein. That bitch got a neck thicker than Mike Tyson. On everything I love, man. But, the funny part is when guys get older, when we get older, dude, that's when our game starts coming on. That's when the switch comes on, is when we get older. Because, like, for example, let me give you some examples. Like, not Brad Pitt, but George Clooney. You think chicks were trying to get at George Clooney when he was young? Not really. But when George Clooney passed the age of 35, past the age of 40, that's when chicks started wanting to get with George Clooney. He still has sexual marketplace value. Same thing with Idris Elba. Idris Elba, nobody was trying to get with him when he was 20 something. But now he's in his late 30s, early 40s, and all the women want him. Who else? Sean Connery. This dude's still pulling chicks like it's nothing. You know, James Bond. You know, hell, Daniel Craig, man. This motherfucker's like in his late 30s, early 40s, pulling chicks like it's nothing. You think he was pulling chicks like that when he was 20? Come on, son. Come on. I'm just saying, man, like, you know, you got these shows like Sex and the City that glorify older women going out in the dating scene and being promiscuous. I laugh my ass off at shows like Sex and the City because it's not realistic. Realistically, most of us men and women, please listen. Realistically, most of us men will see you at the club or see you out trying to fucking see you at these concerts and see you at these lounges past the age of 35, out of shape, trying to cram all your fat ass into a motherfucking tight dress. We see you out in these motherfucking clubs and these places, and we laugh at y'all bitches, man. We laugh at y'all hoes, man. And I'll tell you one thing, man. It's like reverse aging for most of us dudes, because like I said, when I was 20, you know, I didn't know what worked for me. You know, I didn't work out as much as I do now. I didn't have suits. Like I didn't know how to rock a suit. I didn't know how to rock nothing. But, you know, once you a guy and you pass the age of 35, you know, you start knowing what works for you as far as like what you look like, what you know, residual self-image, all of that shit starts kicking in as a guy when you're 35 and up. You start learning the importance of what it means to be healthy instead of being like the 20-year-old version of yourself where you drinking beer every other day, getting a beer belly. When you get 35 and up, you ain't got nothing to prove as a guy. You know, you're more mature. You all about getting your money past the age of 35 as a guy. You really ain't sweating pussy like that as a guy past the age of 35. And, you know, and you have the ability to turn down pussy past the age of 35. Because at this fucking point in life, you know, you got your stripes as far as going out and getting pussy. So we don't care about it as much as you would as a 20-year-old. We ain't out here putting pussy on a pedestal like the 20-year-old version of yourself. You know? So it's like you 35 and up as a guy, you calm, cool, and collected. You all about your purpose. You all about your vision. You all about getting money. You all about, you know, upping your status in life. And like I said, past the age of 35, we can still reproduce as guys. We can still do all that shit. Man, women, man, it's like they start aging like milk past the age of 35. You know? Like, you know, you got bitches like Jennifer Love Hewitt. That bitch looks like shit right now. Angelina Jolie starting to fucking hit the wall. And I thought she would forever be fine, but she's starting to hit the wall. Who the fuck else? You know, hell, Sade's still fine, but she's starting to get them wrinkles and shit. She's starting to get old, man. And she ain't as tight as she used to be, you know? And I find it funny because, like, I see a lot of dudes out here. It's like, yo, man, it's like you a dude. It's like, yo, as long as you stay in shape, as long as you stay on your fucking game, like us guys, we don't have a fucking wall. I saw some shit on the news the other day. It was this country singer. I think his name was Tim McGraw or something. He went fishing and he caught a fish and he took a picture. He had his shirt off and, you know, he was like showing the fish. And all these thirsty ass bitches was in his DMs. I'm talking about bitches in their 20s, bitches in their 30s, bitches in their 40s. Women of all ages was trying to get at him. And keep in mind, Tim McGraw is like 50 something years old. So that goes to show if you a guy, man, yo, you don't have to have a wall. I'm just saying. And women despise that shit about men. They despise that shit about us because they know they got a ticking time clock. And I laugh my ass off, man. I laugh my ass off at these bras because now at this age, man, I got all these old bitches that I used to motherfucking go to high school with, and all these other bitches out here that's older that want the dick right now. They want to fuck me right now because, like I said, I'm on the top of my game right now. I'm like right now, I'm like in one of the best moments in my life, education wise, money wise, in shape wise. Man, so now they want to get at your boy. I didn't have that going on when I was 20. You know, you got these motherfucking hoes like, and I'm so glad. I am so glad that I didn't settle down and marry any one of my ex-girlfriends. 4 of them have tried to get with me within the past year and a half. I'm talking about 4 of my ex-girlfriends. And let me tell you something. All fucking 4 of them have gotten extremely fucking fat. Extremely fat. And they weren't like that when I was dating their ass years ago. But they're like that right now. So this goes to show, fellas, man. You know, if you know these chicks out here, man, yo, don't motherfucking settle down and put a ring on their finger because that's how they get when they get older. You marry their ass and you have the fucking privilege of watching them get old, watching them get fat, watching them get out of shape. And shout out to my late grandfather, because my grandfather was a fucking G, man. He was like, man, you shouldn't keep a woman no more than 10 years. And then you need to switch that bitch out like laundry. He said a woman will start to get on your nerves at the 10-year mark. Hell, I say less than that, but God bless my grandfather, because I swear to God, he was right about that, man. My grandpops was MGTOW before MGTOW was a thing. I'm just saying, man. I'm laughing at you old bitches, man. Stop going to the clubs. Get your ass on the motherfucking treadmill and work the fuck out. Because you ain't sexy with your stretch marks and your motherfucking wrinkles in your face. Stop trying to compete with these young chicks because we're fucking attracted to youth and beauty and fertility. We're not motherfucking attracted to you old bitches with worn down fallopian tubes and a fucking defunct reproductive system with a whole bunch of grandchildren. I'd rather be fucking your daughter than to fuck you. I'm just saying.